let's turn down the music real light. Can you guys hear me out there? Let me see. Do I have this mic enabled? Where can I see? Oh yeah, looks like my mic's going. I'm trying to see if you get less feedback from the microphone with my little gaming headset here. Okay, good deal. Yeah, I have this really nice podcast mic that I used for when I did podcasts. It's delayed on my screen, but that one picks up way too much ambient noise. So, alright, so tonight's Late Night Crypto and Rum is brought to you by Centenario 25. Let's see what we got here. Check it out. Centenario 30 or 25 Grand Reserva. I don't think you can buy this in the States. I think you have to go to Costa Rica. You might be able to get it imported. It's from Costa Rica. It's a Costa Rican rum. Really good stuff. Some of my better rums that I got. I got a 30. It's like one of my nicer rums too that I'm going to open. We need to pick some date for me to open the 30 year for one of these episodes. I guess maybe when we break the all-time high on Bitcoin or something, maybe that'd be good. That'd probably be good. We break the all-time high, open the 30. Because when we position out, I'm getting like some really nice rum to celebrate with. Alright, so tonight, I actually have an agenda. There you go. So I want to try to keep this, make sure that, please share that music. Oh, yeah, it's a YouTube channel, Cafe Music, BGM channel. So I think these guys, what we're listening to is the actual creators of this music. And it's just island style. This is Hawaiian style. I'm going to go ahead and pause it now. Unless you guys want me to keep it going in the background. But yeah, these guys make the music. I have some Jamaican music too that I really like, that I try to relax to. Now normally I don't listen, this is not what I listen to. But that was a good intro to the channel. I can keep it going in the background if you guys like it, but I'll kill it otherwise. Votes. There's only like a couple people in here. Votes for keep going. Alright, so let's get to our agenda. If you want me to keep it going, just hit keep or a thumbs up or something. Alright, Alan's charts and notes, Forex top pairs, crypto top pairs, or top crypto. I'm not really looking at pairs, we're just looking at Bitcoin, so top crypto. And then measuring. So what I'm going to do tonight, this is the I'm preparing, so there's a whole Bitcoin lengthening cycle thing. I'm going to do my own measuring the cycle. We're going to go through that tonight. Can you move the... Oh, yeah, I guess. Thanks, Dave. Any help I can get? I might be able to need to turn down... Oh, wait, I can turn down my mic just a little bit. Let's see if that helps. Alright, I think I turned down the mic volume. Let me know if that's a little bit better too. Turning down the mic volume helps it from all the popping. I talk very loud by nature. So what I'm going to work on is I'm going to work on just measuring the BTC cycle length and preparing a video of why I think that the Bitcoin lengthening cycle is going to cause problems for some people. Okay, thanks, Matt. Sorry. I hope you guys, let me know if you hear the clicking or if it's less clicking this time. Okay, thanks, Dave. I'm going to have to go read a refill. It didn't pour me a whole lot. I got some stuff behind me. So I moved my office around a little bit too. We've got a flyover of Tokyo going on in the background just for some nighttime ambience. And I moved my nice little Caribbean style cart over there. I moved it behind me just to give me some ambience. That's my little wine. I've got a bunch of Napa cabs in there and then rum on top. Okay. So let's pull up Alan's charts. Let's get to work, guys. I don't want to waste people's time. Let's get to work. Alan posted some charts today, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share the charts, and we're going to go back and forth, and we're going to take a look at his charts versus my charts and see what he's doing better. So this is his Bitcoin chart, and he's got his Kraken all-time high up here, which we breached the Kraken all-time high, which is cool. What I really love about his charts is just the way he labels things. January 18th weekly close, weekly high. So... Okay, so that was the prior weekly high. So let's just, that's good. See, that's a really great level to watch. And think about this. You know what? Had I had this on my chart, when we came back, I would have probably bought a little bit more right here because that's a really good, that may be why we came right back to that level. Let's go look at that. Let's just go to the weekly. Let's go back on my chart. I've got the Gemini feed, so mine might be a little bit. Yeah, there's that weekly close there. So this is a pretty good level. Actually, it's really close level when you look at it to the prior all-time. I did not notice that. The swing high came right into that, and those are like what, several hits on the weeklies. It's a really good level to watch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let's see what go back to his chart. All right, yeah. Where's the prior swing high though? He didn't have it marked off like I do. Oh, the June 19th high. So his January 18th weekly close. I'm looking at the wrong close level. January 8th. Am I missing something? 2018. All right. Well, my swing high level is really, really close to what I've got on these. Maybe he meant this. Go back to this chart one more time. January 2018 weekly close. I'm guessing that's January 2018, right? That's what I'm guessing. One more time here. January 2018 weekly close. Yeah, I get it right there at that level, right below. I'm missing something. Anyway, it's close enough to my all-time high line that I'm actually not going to move it. He must have been talking about like these levels up here, the 1600 level. Oh, okay, I see what he's saying. So it's the very beginning, so the end of the year. This is kind of like almost like the yearly close and open level. Okay, so I already had a support line right there. I'm actually going to move my support line up and see what it does to my chart. The rest of the chart here. Okay, let's go back to the rest of the chart. Yeah, okay. All right, so looking at the chart now, I still have my little wedge formation. We broke out of the wedge I had drawn. I had it drawn on a lower, so I'm trading on the 12-hour, taking trades on the 12-hour. My thought process, by the way, on the 12-hour is it splits the day up in half. So you get part of the Asian session, you get the New York session, and part of the London session, and the close is the Asian session. So what I like about doing that versus the 8-hour is instead of getting, you know, I get a lot of these like very high wick false signals during the Asian session, I notice. So it kind of helps weed those out just a little bit. That's what I kind of noticed. You still get the same wicks, obviously, but it weeds out some of the noise. This is just so much more noisy than this. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying. I noticed that Heath goes down to the 4-hour a lot too. Breaks the day up into even more segments. But nonetheless, we hit Heath's line. I had a line here. I don't know if this is exactly where Heath had his. This is where I drew it in, like a local support resistance line. We broke out, hit that line, and came back. So what I decided I'm going to do, because I'm still, positioned partly out, I'm going to, if we get a retest and resumption, as soon as I'm going to have an order. I'll have a stop limit order for 19,407, or I might just do it like 19,400 even or something. So if we get back up here and we take out the body of this breakout candle, I will put on a trade, but I'm going to make it a trade with a stop loss. So I'll make a tight stop loss on this because I'm still very dubious as to like if we break out how high we're really going to go. But I'm going to put on I'm going to make the rest of my tradable position an actual trade. And I will probably, instead of taking profit at the all-time high, I'm just going to move my stop to break even if we hit the all-time high. So assuming we get this, we break this white line, we should retest that all-time high one more time. I'll move my stop to break even. If we come back down here, that's probably a good rejection, and we're coming back down one more time, I would say. That's my opinion. So that's what I think I'm going to do, just to be involved in this move. I do expect us still to break down. To me it's just written. This is just we need another little bit of either further consolidation or another retest of some lower levels before it really gets the steam to break through. I think there's just too many players that have been in this run for this whole thing. There's too many short people that are still think Bitcoin's a scam, and there's too many people trying to short this all-time high that need to get burned. They need to win a little bit. This wasn't a long enough rejection, I don't think. But we'll see what happens. That's just my thoughts on the market. But we'll see. I'm going to take that trade, though. All right, so back to Alan's charts. But I'll put it on as a trade. I'll be involved with the rest of my position. That way, I'm not missing out. And I'll just be careful with that last little bit. I want to maintain some buy the dip funds. I do not want to find myself in a situation where psychologically I don't want to be watching our account values tank and just trying to hold on. I'd rather psychologically be happy that we're coming back to test support levels and that I can buy on the dip. Okay, Alan's ETH USD. Oh, he's got some ETH USD. So let's see what he said. He said something. I don't want to put the group up here, but he had notes on these for us. ETH USD on the 3-day time frame. 3-day time frame. Very good. Again, looks bullish above 553. Noticeable it hasn't closed above the cloned trend line yet. Right, okay. The 41% line is just to indicate where a large pullback could find support. I like it. I'm expecting a big pullback in ETH. I've been kind of cagey with ETH myself as well, just because I think one more pullback is just what the market's going to want to do. For the alts, percent pullback in a correction is typically higher than for Bitcoin. That's true typically, and that's true 9 out of 10 times. There are those, when we get in the bull market, we will have those inversion periods where the opposite is true. And so that's where astute traders, if we're watching carefully, we're watching the signals in the charts, we can take advantage of when Bitcoin goes down and that money flows into alts. That's the absolute best. That's the best trade that's where I'm really excited to be involved in. So while Alan's true, normally when Bitcoin sells off, we are going to have a couple of those inversion events where people don't put their money back in a fiat. They actually start to diversify across different crypto, diversify their, with their profits they made from Bitcoin, they diversify and they'll go find altcoins that'll pump. Okay, so I like his levels. Obviously, he's got some really beautiful charts. Let's see what my ETH chart looks like compared to his. So my ETH, this is the USD. I don't trade the USD typically, but I still want to keep it on his level. Okay, my current chart, I've got some Heath lines that I call them drawn in here. We got rejected again at 600. We are starting to consolidate kind of here, obviously getting ready for another little bit of a move. We might continue to consolidate, honestly, for a little bit. All right, my lines, I've got this, is that a cloned? Like, honestly, I haven't looked at this chart in so long, I don't know where I got these lines from. This is just how I drew my lines. Touch, 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 and then I didn't, I mean, I had this line drawn long before we came up into this area. Like, wait, like, this line was here. I'll put it on as we were breaking up over here to see where we might get to. Yeah, I was very fortunate. So when I first started, I was still, at this point in time, I was still thinking, I was still on the ETH is more valuable than Bitcoin. Actually, it's probably back here, really. And I was mostly in ETH when this breakout happened. And then I got positioned back into Bitcoin all through here. So it's been a good run, and I got positioned pretty heavy back in ETH. I've had 2 really good runs at this. But let's see Alan's chart one more time. Let's close these. I have, what do I have? XBT charts up. I want his ETH chart. All right, yeah, he's got. He tends to do this. He and I tend to have different trend lines on the 3-day. Let's just go to the 3-day on mine and see how my trend lines compare to his. I've got steeper trend lines. That's what it looks like here. Let's take a look at his one more time. All right, his are a little more recent. Maybe they're not that much different. I'm gonna put mine on the second screen. You're not gonna be able to see his. I'm gonna put his on the second screen. Let's see where he had these touches. So these, yeah, this sell-off. Okay, we can zoom in a little bit. His is more zoomed in. All right, so we had this up. Oh, his Kraken feed looks so much different. No, I'm looking at his Bitcoin, man. Come on, Brandon, get it straight. XBT, ETH. Okay, here's his ETH USD 3-day. All right, get this right, guys. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so sell off. He has a trend line. I didn't bother to even put trend lines down here, or I moved them. I think I just took them off my chart because I knew we weren't coming back down there. After this. Okay, so, but he's got a channel here. Zoom in just a little bit. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to widen this. Oh, can I move this around? Yes, let's give myself some white space on this side. Alright, let's do this. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna check chat. I haven't checked chat. I've just been talking. Sounds better. I'm 50% looking to get in also. Might do something like that. Oh, the trade. I disagree with you about an impending breakdown. Looks bullish consolidation to me. Thank you, Rick. I'm totally open. I hope you're right. Honestly, I mean, I would love it. The only problem I have with the bullish continuation here is, I'll show you. Let me put that in the notes. Let's go back to that. When we get to this chart, I'll be able to show you why I mean why I don't like bullish continuation. All right, make that a sub bullet of that. We'll get to that. All right, thank you for the feedback though, Rick. FinViz crypto projections are all down. Yeah, okay. All right, so I need to be checking these comments, but okay, back to the chart. ETH BTC on the ETH USD. I'm sorry, I keep getting this all messed up. All right, his trend lines, they're about the same. So his prime trend line comes. Yeah, his are steeper than mine. I got the other way around. So he comes across this direction. So where's his prime? What did he draw as his prime trend line? This is how he drew his prime trend line. My trend line's not. I mean, I've got touch. Let's draw his in as blue lines, and then I'm gonna see how his line up. So his are steeper, which makes sense. Probably, yeah. So he's got these two touches as kind of his prime bottom. Actually, just two touches. I know Jordan says 2 touches is all you need. I don't necessarily. I think you can start with just 2 touches, but if you have an angle that presents more than 2 touches for you, that's where I like to go with it. All right, so the bottom. This is Alan's. So what I'm doing, I'm cloning that bottom line, that touch there, and those 2 touches there, and these 2 didn't quite get down there. Just see how his looked versus mine. And I'm just going to go to the very top and just do the channel. Alright, so he drew that with that channel. We got those touches. Now let's go to pick one midpoint here. So he was roughly right off of this, and he got some touches. That wick down through there. Yeah, I mean, as general guides, I don't really see a problem with mine, per se. His are just steeper. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna clone this bottom one here and see how this looks way down here. Yeah, so I mean that's obviously way off kilter. Why'd I have dual lines here? That's just the way I drew mine. Where was my prime? What did I pick for a prime trend line? Why are mine the way they are? Don't know where I started. The problem is I probably drew this in before a lot of this action even happened up here. I actually drew these trend lines. I probably started these trend lines. Yeah, I would have started these trend lines before this breakout. So I was drawing like right through here or something. I don't know. But this might have been my prime trend line actually to start with. I was keying off this prior structure. That's what it is. That is exactly what I did. Yeah, I borrowed trend lines I had here, I think, and I moved them up. Okay. Nonetheless, I think I like Alan's trend lines better, because they do seem to capture our current move a little more accurately. I'm going to keep that prime one in there though, just because I think that is interesting how we got through there. It's not super accurate though when you look at it. Really, I should have drawn this like that. But I don't, oh, that's not really super accurate. So I'm actually just going to copy his. All right, so back to Alan's charts. I'm just going to blindly copy his for now. Because he got better touches up there at the very top of those wicks. Alright, and then he had one door down here. Okay, cool. Thank you, Alan. Alright, yeah, so this was, he had a little bit higher June 18 weekly close. June 18. What the heck happened to June 18? Did he mean June? February, March, April, May. June. Oh yeah, he's right. Man, he is. Okay, that's really smart. Okay. So he had a June 18 weekly close, which gave us great resistance. That is a much better area of resistance. I had just 600, which is still acting as resistance, obviously, right around there. But this weekly close is right here. And I like how I labeled it, too, so you know this line where that's coming from. That's great, because it get body, body, body. I mean, the bodies on horizontal support and resistance, I don't know what you guys think. Yeah, TA is an art. Hi, Alan. Great morning from Hong Kong. TA is an art. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got different views. On the horizontals, on trend lines, I like to do wicks, just because I like to see where the market kind of peaked out to, and where total exhaustion of that set of sellers or buyers ended up at. Because the wicks kind of, to me, when you're looking at the extremes, that tells you how many buyers and sellers were queued up in that liquidation zone, and the length of the wick really tells you that. Like this wick right here, for example, this wick that's stuck way the heck up right here. That tells you for some reason there were a lot of people that were positioned basically the wrong way for whatever reason, and then it came back against them. There's a lot of people ready to buy there when that spiked up above. So I don't know if it was short sellers or what, but so I like to get those extremes because that tells you kind of like the liquidity in the market. But the bodies on the horizontal to me are far more important because that tells you where the open and close were, which is where participants were pushing to get, on the market. Look at that. That local. I had a local line here. If I go way down a low time frame, yeah, his. I can take this local away because that key weekly close did a whole lot more for that line. I don't know if you guys, anybody have any thoughts on that? So yeah, so for me it's bodies on horizontal and wicks on trend lines. That's just the way I look at it, or I draw my stuff. All right, but I like Alan's charts. Again, he's way better than me at being very detailed with his charts, and I love it. All right, I'm going to label this. I'm going to copy Alan and label this to June 18 week close. I don't need to put the word weekly. I know what week means. All right, very good. I like it. This local. Now this is becoming less accurate over time. Now I've been trading on the 12-hour. I would like to get down to the 8-hour, but I just, again, having that one Asian session is messing me up, and how I do my trading, I'm having a hard time differentiating the Asian session. Exactly. So the 12-hour kind of helps to nullify that a bit. All right. All right. So let's move on to Alan's next chart. I don't want to spend. Okay, that was great. That was awesome. Thank you, Alan, for the 3-day and getting us dialed in here on this. It does look bullish. ETH BTC. Let's go look at this real fast. I have this mine on the 12-hour. I still have this pennant formation here we've got going on. Why do I have a local line just hanging out by itself down there? I do not know. Yeah, so we haven't made a decision one way or the other. It looked like we were going to break down here for a little bit, but obviously it saved it and came back. So we're consolidating here. The bulls, if Bitcoin takes off here and hits that all-time high, this is going to break out to the upside, I would imagine. But obviously, I definitely think ETH participants are watching what's going to happen here. Is probably what's going on. I don't know. Okay. Back to Alan's charts. So Alan, we learned something from Alan on that one. Very good. Desktop charts. Yeah, Craig. I mean, I've when I was doing a lot of day trading, I learned a lot about that, like what Heath calls liquidation zones and stuff. There's different names for it. Different, it depends on who you're talking to, but it's just. I always heard it as just participants, right? They would say, people would say that, we had sellers or buyers that participating in this move or whatever, that are waiting here or whatever. Okay, ETH, BTC, similar. He got the exact same structure going on here. I think we have pretty much the same chart, so I'm not gonna. Let me see his notes. Let's see if he had any interesting notes that he wanted us to talk about. Oh, and by the way, on our Friday live streams, I think Alan's just going to be he doesn't like being on camera. He doesn't like being live. So I'm going to have him be a moderator and just helping answer questions that are kind of like So I don't get wrapped up in talking about proof of work versus proof of stake and stuff like that. So I'll let him kind of field those type of things. Maybe just send people to good resources. ETH, Bitcoin, 8-hour, and the Telegram group, when he posted that, continues to compress triangle. Yeah, okay, same thing. All right, so compress triangle. Let's see if he has any notable differences. I don't think he does. This is a chart I spent a lot more time on, so we're not going to have any super noticeable differences, I don't think. He's got resistance coming in at these wicks. I do not. Let's see what he's got. Oh, yeah, I purposely had resistance drawn it to the kind of the extreme of the move here. But he's drawn it down here where you got these touches at the bottom. Yeah, he drew it right across these two. So his Kraken data feed has a little bit different wicks than mine. I would put mine based on my data feed. Right there. Okay. So, yeah, I'd put it here because we had this rejection here where it came up, wick down, and that's where we started the reversal. Then we had the in between of these two bodies here and this one. It would actually the market's probably showing us more of like that, honestly, based on the bodies things. But I'm gonna go with the most recent one where we came up, and that's where we opened here, wicked up, came down, came back, and then down. Okay, and then I got the body here, body there, right? Some wicks here, a very typical wick there, and then that's where the reversal happened. So that's a pretty good resistance line. I don't expect. Well, and I'm gonna draw my extreme one. That's my extreme one for the move. I think if if we break out and we just have a massive move, it's gonna stop. That's where I think it's gonna stop and consolidate right above this, between the trend line and that resistance, and then move up. That's what I expect when this breakout happens. I expect us to do something like maybe bounce off that. Yeah, that's probably, I was actually expecting to bounce. There you go. There's a line it does bounce off of. That's what I kind of expect, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the market. All right. Our charts are very similar, same notes. Moving on. His next chart he's got for us today is the BTC dominance. His notes on that were BTC dominance. Continued is a decline. So basically it shows market cap percentage. Yeah. Total downtrend since February 2019. Currently in a strong historical resistance. A breakdown towards supports the alt season thesis. So if we break down, we should be breaking down. The alt season should cause the percentage of total market cap of Bitcoin to continue to drop, right? Should Bitcoin break out, we could see a rise again before alts catch up. Okay. So what he's saying is, obviously, if we break out of this pattern, and I got my BTCD chart, I hardly ever do any work on it. I just quickly take a glance at it because I'm looking at the altcoin chart specifically a lot more. Why do I have this weird? Oh yeah, I know why. Let's go to the daily. It just shows the general. I mean, obviously, we were nearly 100% before the market really got going. This trend line needs to be removed. I was goofing around with that one day. Okay. But yeah, we're kind of in a terminal decline here. We spiked up here. This is when the Bitcoin bull market got started, right? And then a bunch of people liquidated to join the run, their altcoins to join the Bitcoin run. As Bitcoin reaches higher and higher levels, what's going to happen is people are going to, two things, obviously, look to just take profit. And then a lot of people are going to look to take profit but diversify. So the altcoin season should have us dropping down to, why do I have this in purple? Like, I don't know why I have these in purple. We have the same, he and I have, well, he's got, let's go back to his chart. Yeah, so he's got support, like almost the exact same structure. I haven't even looked at this chart before, but exact same, like this right here. Hold on. Zoom in. We have the exact same downtrend noted, yada, yada, yada. Same exact thing. Okay. He has long-term historical resistance. I have it drawn in as support because of this wick touch. But he's got it at his resistance right above that. Right there. Yeah, okay, so that is a fair resistance line. That is one thing I didn't have, is this resistance. So what is that? What percentage? 63, 64%. So yeah, I had in my head, so mathematically, the reason I think 66 is a little bit more significant is it's just purely that when people talk about numbers like this, in your brain, 66 is 2/3, right? 63 and 4% doesn't really mean much psychologically, but 66% means 2/3, and 50% means half. So we should drop the alt season, the way I've been thinking about it. The alt season should drop Bitcoin's dominance from 66% of the market to half of the market. And it'll spike down below it and then recover, probably. Over time, I mean, I think that Ethereum is going to pass Bitcoin's market cap when it's all said and done. So over time, this has to drop a lot if that's going to happen. I'm going to go back to comments. Anything? Any good comments? Thanks, guys, for hanging out. Let me know if y'all have anything you want to look at. All right, so we are done with Alan's charts. Bitcoin dominance dropping. Altcoin season should be in full swing. A quick swing from that 66% level that I've got, which Alan's, Alan and I are similar, right? It's at 60-something percent. Down below 50% would be basically the meat of the alt season. And I guess we can kind of, another small note, we can kind of maybe play this 50% line. When we bottom out over here somewhere in this alt cycle, we should bounce back. Now this should be early next year. This should happen. We should have late this year, early next year. We should have a monster move where alts just go bananas. Right. This is where we've been talking about that. Alts just go absolutely ridiculously parabolic. But then they'll obviously get overheated and they're going to bounce back. Maybe this is a level in the BTC dominance to keep an eye on, that 50% level, for another little play. I don't know. That's some work that we can do. I'm going to add that to my notes. Just post thoughts here. Work on BTC charts in relation to alt season trends. Maybe that's something we can look into. Okay. That's that. Let's go to. So we're done with Alan's charts. Back to my agenda. The next thing I want to. FOREX. Let's go quickly through FOREX. My thoughts on FOREX. I'm not a FOREX master like the rest of the guys are, but I'm learning. Man, yeah. DXY. I thought we'd catch a bid here. I think we're going to consolidate above this for just a little bit at least. I think there's going to be a flight to safety at some point in the near future with all the drama going on with both the election and the coronavirus and everything else. I bet we consolidate here and then get a flight to safety briefly, a quick spike up before we head back down. That's what I'm kind of anticipating to happen. Now I don't want to say what the market's going to do. That's just vaguely what I'm anticipating, something like that to happen. But so that colors my. I'm not currently in the Euro USD like an idiot. I don't know, you can see it on my charts. I took a trade here. And so this is all my trades on Euro USD. Y'all can see I scalped the heck out of this thing. I murdered the Euro USD through here. This is like I killed it. So yeah. Buy here, sell there, 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 sell there. Like I think I was short. Buy here, sell there. Holes all over this thing. But then it started getting too sideways on me, and then I started losing some trades through here somewhere. So I quit trading it altogether. Oh man, I gotta get all these lines out of here. But back on the Euro USD, I like an idiot. I took a trade here, and then we had moved above this line that what was resistance. When we moved above here, I moved my stop to break even, and I didn't take any off the trade. And man, this thing just came screaming back down that one day, that huge wick down. Like if you look at the 8 hour, it was like this ridiculous. So it moved, boom. My stop loss was like literally right there, right break even. I think that's where I took the trade to get back into Euro USD. So I've been out of this big move like a moron. Awesome. So on the 8 hour FOREX, this is Heath's line. He talked about it today in his video. I copied it. This is his kind of local level. He talked about the zones here. I think this is where he drew that level, or maybe it went in this video. I don't know. Nonetheless, we obviously have some support here, and I would anticipate us to ping pong around here. But I'm going to go ahead and get back in the trade when I might not actually take the very first CTM entry because I bet we hit this, bounce back, and then we bounce around a little bit. I might take the second CTM entry. I know that's not like, total Jordan rules, but that's what I've noticed lately. Is obviously we get some bouncing around and move out. Let's see what anybody got any comments? Hello. Okay, and then these marked in yellow are the ones I'm watching right now most heavily. So Euro, Great Britain Pound broke out of this downtrend, a strong downtrend right here, and I missed this. I'm like, I cannot believe I missed this entry. I was watching for it. I just was busy with crypto stuff. I didn't get in it, but obviously we got another opportunity here on the 8 hour, sorry. Breakout, retest, resumption. I should have put on a trade right about there somewhere. We could have gone all the way up to there. But we got another opportunity here. It's coming back into it. So this one I missed out on. See right here, another one of these. I got stopped out. So yeah, I entered the trade here, and I got flat stopped out on this big move down before it actually made its big move. And then again, I was busy with crypto. Oh, thanks, Ron. I was busy with crypto and totally missed this re-entry here. Now, I will say I'm still trading Forex on a demo account. That's why I'm live trading crypto, and so my focus is there. So I keep missing trades in Forex. Oh, thanks, Ben. Yeah, that's the way I kind of do it. But okay. I mean, it goes if you think about all the stuff he's been teaching us. Great Britain Pound USD. Yeah, I've got it here marked. It's one of my pairs. We'll go straight there since you asked about it. So the only trade I'm in right now in Forex is the Aussie US dollar. I guess my entry was there. So this is so these. I didn't think about that. I'm showing you guys live number, but it's a demo account, so I don't have it. So I'm not trading. This is not a live account. It's a demo account. Yeah, so that's my only current Forex trade right now. So I'm in the Aussie USD. Great Britain Pound USD. Yeah, I'm watching that one. I have this trend line here that I drew in from forever ago. I've had this trend line on my chart for a long time. So I love, I like these breakouts. So we've had this obvious move. Yeah, so I did a bunch of trades. I had a bunch of trades in here. Those are good trades. I did pretty well. That's when I very first got started on the course. I was in Great Britain Pound USD and Euro USD a lot. But then I just, the market just went so sideways. I got so focused on crypto, I've been taking trades. So, my thoughts on this, somebody asked. I think we broke out of this long-term trend line, and I am going to be happy to take a retest resumption. So, we've got a retest right now. We get a good resumption signal. I'm going to take, so I'll be safe on my resumption signal. So, we broke out. We actually retested and then resumed and then retested again. So I'm going to wait for this level. I've got it marked in green. So apparently I was looking at this chart at some point and flipped out to green. I'll wait for that and then I'll get in. Because I want to make sure we don't have a false breakout here. It's just too close back. I mean, we broke out, retested so hard that I need to wait for it to move a little bit more. So I'll wait until we clear that. I'm going to mark that back to red. That's my opinion. And see, the reason I drew that is on those bodies right there. We'll go zoom in on that for you. These bodies over here are the reason I drew that in there. Why do I have this trend? I don't like the support line. I moved this support line. This support line's off. I know that. I was messing with it. Going back to it. Whatever, it doesn't matter now. It's way out of the picture. If we get back down there, obviously we're in a total reset. We're just out of it. Hey, M. Rivera. Same. Thinking it's going to retest multi. Yeah, so it's going to retest this. I personally be waiting for it to break this because I don't. With this is this could totally be a false breakout. We could slam the other direction. But if we break out here, fight with it, and get over this line and retest resume, because we never really had a resumption off of this whatever this line is right here, right? This 1, 3, 4, 6. That to me would be a safer entry, and I'll be waiting for that. All right, that's my thoughts. Like I said, I'm in the Aussie USD. Not much for me to say there. I think people looking to get into it are going to have an opportunity here, this level. Actually, I should probably think about moving my stop to break even. But I'm so shy. I've done this lately because the market's been so sideways. I've been really shy about moving my stops to break even because I keep getting wicked out. So I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it get a little more distance before I mess with it. Yeah, because that's not too big of a distance. I mean, that's such a small difference. Not a lot of pips and change. I'll wait till we get a little bit more. Personally. Okay. I gotta remember that though. I can't have my live Gemini on here because then you'll see. I don't want everybody seeing my live positions, is because I don't know how that works with all the regulation and stuff. So I can't have my live Gemini. Good thing I don't. Good thing I just have a window on the demo on. It's just a demo. Okay. NZD, Jap, Yen, NZD Yen, Jap. What the heck I'm talking about? All right, so we had some bodies over here that I drew this second line at. Basically, we got, to me, I kind of see this as two points of support. But we're coming in. I'm going to move this down to these bodies here. Well, you know what? What I'm going to do, I've been trying to do this lately, to where my horizontal lines I don't mess with so much, and I draw white, like what I call Heath lines, and for my locals. So that's a good support, local support. We had a little bit of a breakout. That's kind of I guess a risk on pair, and I don't know how risk on we're going to be, so I'm going to move that down because I don't know that I really want to be in this one at this moment in time. Okay, AUD, Yen. I took a trade on this. I took profit. Yeah, I took profit here. This was like a scalp play. I saw this bull flag. Yeah, I meant to take a trade on this flag, this bull flag kind of forming. But it just took off on us, never gave us a retest. So my first entry was actually right here, and then I just took a quick profit here, because again, this is that whole. I'm not sure how long we're going to be risk on. I just saw a good setup and took a scalp. NZD, USD. This one's moved so much. I've got my local lines in here. I've got my long-term trend lines. I want to see it come back and test this level probably, and then break that, and then I'll be back in. So at least that level for a test. I would really like to see this level for a test, but like we can't get greedy, right? This trend line, that line. If we get below this trend line, bounce above, retake that trend line, retake this this local market structure here. Something like that would be a great resumption. But I would imagine AUD JPY 6-year trend line. Let me go look at this. I've got these long. So what am I missing? 6-year trend line. Okay, so 6 years back from today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2015. Do I not have that drawn in? And I should. Oh, hey. Thank you. Yeah. Why did I not have that in my chart? I don't know. Well, thank you. This is awesome. I'm learning more than you guys are, that's for sure. All right. What I'm gonna do? Make a new white line. So these long-term trend lines. So we broke that. Yeah. Okay. So we broke that long-term trend line. Why do I not have that on my chart? I don't know. It's bizarro. Starts November 12th. November 2012. There. A horizontal line? I think, did you mean November of 2014? Because that makes sense to me. So what I've been making these, like I call these kind of prime breakout trend lines. I've been making them one heavier line. And yeah, it just broke out. Look at that. So that is risk on. I think we're going to, honestly, there's going to be a risk off event with all the stuff going on this month. I'm expecting a total just like fake out the other direction. Yeah, November 12th. Thank you, David. Yeah, that makes sense. Or Dave. That makes total sense. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. We only have a handful of people on here. What do you guys think about a total risk off move here soon? Will we get a quick rebid? I mean, the dollar just fell out like a. Will we get a quick rebid in the dollar and a fake out? And I mean, crypto, everything's going to turn around briefly. why I think that's part of going back to this. There's two reasons why I don't like a bullish continuation. I don't mind. I totally am on board with, yeah, sure, this thing could break the all-time high. We could go to like 25K. I still think we're headed for a big sell-off after that, just because I think we're going to have a risk-off move in the market at some point. There's just too much news that's going to drive us that feeling, that direction. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my gut feeling too. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm going to play the charts. I'm going to do what the charts tell me to do, irrespective of how I feel and what might happen. Yeah, all right, so good point. Let's get out of here. Let's get out top crypto. Let's just get to Bitcoin. So, well, let's briefly run through crypto. Let's go quick, okay? So, we have so many descending wedge patterns. I had this descending wedge pattern drawn on EOS. I was really looking for a trade. It broke down. Let me extend out here, maybe. I don't know. We're definitely coming into some, that should be right on those two. That is now resistance. Has the market shown us anything different recently? There. Wick. That was a line I was watching for a hold, and it broke down. So EOS has got some work to do to get me. It's just such a bad downtrend. This is a very large wedge. I was actually waiting for this. I was like, looking at this smaller wedge. I'm really waiting for this bigger wedge to break out for EOS. Link's looking kind of rough. I nearly got out of it. I nearly got stopped out. I actually have a stop right here for my Link trade. I have a hodl position, and then I have a. No, I did get stopped out. Yeah, that's below. It's got to be. I got stopped out of my trade position because it was on that wick right there. I have to go look at my account. I haven't looked at my account. It was just a trade. I still have my hodl position on, but I'll have to re-enter here at some point. Hey Vern, thanks. Appreciate the smash the likes. All right, Algorand. I took a trade on Algorand. I'm in it. I'm in a trade on it. Here's my trade. I took this breakout. This is one of those ones I only have like a quarter position because I took a straight breakout. So in alt season, what I'm doing is I'm taking a piece on breakouts. I'm taking a piece on retest resumptions. Yeah, I take them like in quarter chunks. So I did take a quarter trade on Algo here. My stop is still probably down here. And then he fell below this support here, so I need to be watching this a little bit. I probably should move my stop loss up to break even if I haven't already. I need to go do that. It's a little note. I'll go stop to break even. All right. Sorry, not for you guys, but I just need to remember. Okay, we hit this trend line though. Okay, that's really. Yeah. So what I need to do is actually move it up. I need to move it to profit. I mean, I probably entered right there, right on the top. Yeah, I've entered on the top of that wick when we came out here. So that's where my entry would have been. My stop loss would have been down here, and so I need to definitely move it up to break even at least. But I need to move it. Well, we have a trend line hold. I'm just going to move it to break even for now. And I'll wait to see if we regain this, and then I'll maybe move it up to profit below that wick. These two wicks right here. I've got these local levels here. Maybe these are no longer that interesting probably when I drew those in. That was earlier probably. So how I'm doing my charts, the colors, if y'all see the coloration going on here, trying to copy a little bit of Heath and Alan. So I've got my long-term horizontal lines is red and green, and those are historical. I go back and I try to find good long-term lines for those. My very local and small patterns are blue, and trend lines, local like shorter intermediate time frame are blue, and longer time frame trend lines are that lighter color. Now Algo's been in a very long-term descending. I didn't bother drawing a descending wedge on him because he would have already been broken out. But we're watching for a bottom here, and I'm trying to inch in as he breaks out. Now, next trade for me on Algo will be we retake this, and we need to flip that to green. And I don't know if I'll take a break retest resumption there. Probably won't. I don't know. That's probably a fair place because we have this trend line. That means that trend line would have held, and we have a horizontal support. Yeah, so I will. I'll take another quarter piece here, and I'll take another quarter piece on breakouts. I'll take a quarter. So a quarter here on a breakout, and then a quarter, last quarter retest resumption there, and I'll be in a full size algo position. So there's my strategy for Algorand. This is not financial advice. I'm an idiot. You will lose 1,000%, lose all your money. That's what I think Algo is looking interesting. Algorand, just since the chart's looking interesting, let's talk about the project. Let me pull up my actual. I have notes. I'm going to pull up my notes to make sure that I say the right things about these projects. It's a platform like ADA. It's very competitive with ADA and EOS. I would say it's one of the more interesting ones. It's that one that has the MIT Silvio Macaulay or whatever his name is, founder. Where is my notes on? I'm not finding my big file of notes. Where did my notes go? Anyway, I have a big file of project notes. Anyway, Algo's after ETH competitors, people that can take advantage of ETH 2.0, any sort of issues. Algo's toward the top of that list. But they're super fast. They have a very fast transaction per second. Good quality project. Their founder is a brilliant person. He was a co-founder in Ethereum, I believe. Right? Is that Silvio Macaulay was a co-founder in ETH? Hold on. He's an MIT professor. I know that. This is the guy here that's founded. Yeah, founded Algorand. Was he involved in Ethereum? No, he wasn't. That's right. I don't know why. Anyway, they make a big deal of this though. It's MIT, blah blah blah. Smart guy, very fast platform. Okay. Zalika, I've got to get in this. This is looking, the charts. Obviously we've been in a terrible downtrend. I haven't done any work on this chart. I haven't spent any time on this. Platforms, they're the first to do sharding, really. Not sharding, sharding. So sharding is a database technique where you split up, the components of the database in a blockchain. A blockchain is just a very, very simplistic form of a database. And so what sharding is what Ethereum 2.0 is going to do. They were the first out the gate really with sharding. That's their big advantage. But they've had this very long-term, we need to draw in, what is our, this is this bottom formation, right, where you have a lot of potential upward momentum here. That's why I say I've got to do something with this name, because, it has merit. It's not, I like Cardano better. However, I would be a fool not to at least watch this for good trades, because it definitely has, the technology has merit. Maybe that's our level right there, that touch there. Let's just go back here and see what we got for the market did not like this level. All right, so we blasted right through it though. That's why I don't really know what to do about these levels sometimes. The market just blasts right through. Wake down. That's more of a level right there. All those touches are. And more recently, I like the yields. Look at this. That's the level right there. That's the level. All right. The reason I say that's the level is we blasted up and then we had enough of a route. I mean, a sell off here. People saw that, took profit. Obviously, buying was really strong here. That was the altcoin spike, right? And then, but I mean, there was something they had they released something kind of major through here. I can't remember what it was. Nonetheless, let's look at the chart. Yeah, you see all these touches on these bodies of this level. I'm getting close to my screen so I can see, because I can't really see very well. I like that level, right? So if we take out that level, I think that's where we should be looking. I might be looking at taking a quarter position here. Let's see what we got on trend lines. Anybody have any thoughts on this in the chat? Anybody want to share any of their thoughts on Zalika? Anybody have any technical thoughts on Zalika? Because I hope I won't hodl Zalika unless I do a lot more research and I become a lot more comfortable. But I'll definitely trade it. Another one of these, obviously consolidating a bit here. This is almost like a bear flag. That doesn't look too promising. I mean, that wick kind of might invalidate that whole thing anyway. I don't think it does. I don't know. I'm going to draw that in, just keep an eye on it. We break out to the upside regardless. It's got a lot of momentum. Okay. How long have I been streaming? I need to keep these more tight. Okay, so, and then ADA. I'm all over this chart, obviously. I have a large hodl position. I don't have any trades on it. All I'm doing with ADA, honestly, I'm doing a lot of work on the BTC chart just to, I'm at the point, I'm not quite fully positioned on my my long-term hold position. That's why I haven't bothered with looking at the trades too much. But I've been buying aggressively through here. So obviously I was in ADA down here, but I wasn't in all the way like I probably should have been. I added a lot right here. And then every time it's dropped below 15 in the last couple of days, I've been adding. So I've had four adds. I'm not fully positioned in yet on ADA for my long-term hold for my my stake node. But I am holding it, staking it. I've got a couple wallets that spread across in my private stake node, stake pool. Trades. Okay, so obviously, guys, on the USD chart and the BTC chart are looking similar. Okay, let's just do the USD chart here. I'm still buying it and acquiring it. I see this going on. I don't know if you guys see this, but this is what I see. Something like that. This is on the daily though. It's a long term. Let's go down to the 12-hour and see what kind of touches we get on that time frame. Maybe not. I don't know. It's definitely tightening up. It's obviously coming into a. The reason I try to get my. We can all. I think everybody knows charts. Look at this and goes, yeah, it's getting tighter. It's obviously consolidating somewhere. But the main thing is just to figure out what level would be an appropriate place to take action on some sort of breakout trade of this pattern, or breakdown for that matter. Yeah, I mean, touch that touch. I'm gonna anchor my line at this touch and that touch because we had 3 wicks here, some rejection, obviously, a pool of sellers. We had some excitement. Well, so we had a huge sell-off. And then buyers got in control, and then the other direction, we solidly in the other direction for a little bit. Okay. I like that. Obviously, there's your, I mean, for me, if you're into shorting the alt season, you're nuts, but there's your short for me. There's a nice horizontal support line, a nice horizontal resistance line. I flipped that to support at some point. I need to go back to resistance. For me, that's the trade. If you're going to trade it, I'm not currently trying to trade. I'm trying to finish acquiring it. But there you go. That's my opinion on the actionable trades. Yeah, I mean, this is a really good trade, honestly. ADA's, if it breaks out here, it's gone, baby. All right. That's my thoughts. Anybody have any counter opinions here? Am I seeing something wrong? Alright, VeChain. I've been doing more work on VeChain lately. I'm going to give you guys, everybody who's here, 21. I'm going to edit this out after this. I'm going to tell y'all the projects that I am doing research on for my sleeper list. But I'm not going to release them. Do I have my notes? So one of them is VXV. It's an AI company. So they do AI. Their crypto platform is really just a way of exchanging capabilities. So they build it's an API. I'll take a sip of rum before I talk about this project. They have an interface for AI. Now, what they currently do, they're currently backed by a bunch of asset managers in San Francisco, and they're funded by a bunch of asset managers. So they're currently just doing AI for asset management companies in the commercial real estate. But the platform has the potential. The one use case I think, so here's this is just an imaginary use case. This is not. Oh, that's a Ray. This is not a real use case for VXV. Just pull up the VXV chart. VXV. So y'all know this one. I will edit this out after. Yeah, it's not going to be even on here. The use case I'm looking at is autonomous vehicles, basically. I'm just going to leave it at that, right? So I'm researching to see if there's a viable way. So here it is right here, VXV, Vector Space AI. If autonomous vehicle companies, or if municipalities that build out infrastructure for autonomous vehicles want to monetize the whatever infrastructure, so if there's any sensors or cameras or whatever they have to build out, and they section certain areas of the city, and this is the initial rollout of like autonomous vehicles, right? There may be a play there for this name. The other one is called API 3. And then the other one you guys will have heard of. It's the video game engine. It's a video game currency. I don't know if anybody here has known about engine, but API 3 is my other sleeper. This is like the Web3 version of Link. So obviously we're all big on, or I'm big on Link, right? And I think this is the company that's been putting pressure on the Link chart. The reason the Link chart lately, it looks like it's a little bit under pressure versus BTC. I think my thesis is the market's starting to see some viable competition in this space. And I have a pretty big position in Link, so I've got to be very careful with it. That's why I said I think I got stopped out on a trade just now here. I didn't even notice. I have to look at my alerts. But I still have a hodl position. But I think this is one of many projects. So there's several projects in the Oracle space. This whole data Oracle thing for blockchains. Link's obviously the clear leader in the space, but I think this is like a newer Web 3.0 enabled way of doing similar things. So that may be why Link is under pressure a little bit. If the market's starting to sense that there's some real competition. So anyway, I will edit that out after the fact. Those are the only two I'm going to talk about right now. Okay. Back to the crypto charts. DOT. I did take a trade on DOT. I took a trade here on this breakout, and I didn't trust DOT, so I took profit. I don't even know where. I probably just some random, not totally random spot, I think. There it is right there. That level right there I took profit on. It's not on, well, I don't know why it's not on this chart. I think I literally just did it on my Gemini chart real fast. I was like, yep, there's a good level. I'm taking profit right there. That was it. Took profit right there. Somewhere. I don't know if it was right. But I took a little breakout. I've been out of it. I've been doing more research on DOT, the substrate technology. It's like a Web 3.0 thing. Their substrate is a collection of capabilities that will enable a lot of. You can even build your own blockchain off of DOT. Like, so if you wanted to use the technology, so that's kind of why I'm warming up to DOT, is because I had thought of DOT like Cosmos over here. Cosmos chart looks great, by the way. Bottomless wedge, he's coming into support, not great, but I mean, looking bad. But all of these altcoin charts are starting to show signs of bottoming out, and he's no exception. This is a fantastic opportunity right there, right? Here's your trade right there. That's a super simple. That's a knock it out of the dang park trade. We break out. You're going to hit some resistance there. Whatever. You break that level, however you do it. If you break out of here, take a little piece. That's how I would play this, right? It broke down below this line though, so it might just turn into a wick. Probably would just turn into a wick. We'll see what happens. But Cosmos is like the internet of blockchains. I started talking about it because of its relationship to DOT in my book. All right, so you break out of here, maybe take a small piece. This tried to break out a couple times, and that would have been a loss for you. So maybe not, right? So, but break out of here, retest that level, resume. There's a piece there. You're going to come into resistance here probably. It might consolidate. You get a break here, take another little piece, or that's probably what I'll do, and then a retest resumption. I'll take some more. So I'll break that trade up into a couple of trades. Breakout, retest, resumption, take a quarter there. Breakout here, because if it breaks out here, these altcoins, the reason I will take a trade on this breakout alone, I don't think I'll do it here just because it's tried to do that before and it's faked this out. I'll take a piece here on this breakout because like literally the chart could look like this. Like altcoins just do this, right? So your chart could look like that, and you're not going to break, retest resumption. Then you just pick some. You get out early. I always get out early. Like I'm never trying to pick the top of these things. I just want a piece of the move. So like right through here somewhere, I'll just get out right there, right? Or something that way before that even. I'll take a percentage off, like way down here even, just in case we consolidate right there. There you go. Is another good level, I think, right there. Take some profit here. Take some profit here, and then obviously if it consolidates and you get a retest, whatever, you can get back in. What am I doing? Get back. I want to put those lines back on there. That's how I'd play Cosmos, and Dot is a similar play. Obviously, a lot of these are similar plays. Dot's the exact same thing, right? We already kind of broke out of this wedge that I had drawn in, maybe erroneously. I'm gonna check comments here in a second. See, we're getting another small wedge. Maybe you take a small piece on a break here. I wouldn't. I'd wait for this line. That's why I'm gonna play Dot. I already did this one breakout, and since we've come back down and tested that same level, like for me, I'd wait. I will take a piece on a breakout and then take another piece on a retest resumption. I don't care to be huge in Dot. Like I said, I'm not totally sold on the project. I've been reading up on the substrate technology. If I get the sense after reading more about all the components of the substrate collection of technologies, it's really a collection of capabilities. If I get the sense that there's a lot more opportunity, I will be more bullish on this project. But I need to understand that what other opportunities other than the Cosmos style Internet of blockchain capabilities there might be hidden here, and if I get a good sense of that, then I'll be much more excited. Hey, look at this! One of my favorite projects, Monero, has some life. So Monero broke this. Oh, great! This is awesome. Hey, we're about to have an actionable trade on this. I think maybe. I'm gonna leave it red for now because he needs to close above it. On the what did he make? Close an 8? Did he close a 4? He didn't close anything. He just pulled up there 2 hours ago. Okay, so this is like the last 3 hours this has happened. All right, so Monero's getting some. Anything exciting happening with Bitcoin while we're talking? Not really. We certainly haven't got a signal on that yet. All right, back to XMR. That's why I went over to Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin's making a move, that would explain why XMR is making a move. If you don't know what XMR is, it's uses ephemeral wallets. It's a lot of privacy. It's not a completely public ledger like Bitcoin. You can actually you can have some anonymity, hide your transactions, hide your kids, hide your wife. But there you go. I've been waiting for it to show some signs of life. I had an uptrend. The problem I have with it is just it's so sideways. I don't know that I want to get excited till we break this level right here. That level right there. I mean, I think I alerted our CTM Telegram group. I didn't alert. That's not. I just said I was watching this whole area, and this breakout right here, I took that trade, and unfortunately, I waited until we broke back below here to get out for most of it. But it's still a good trade. I mean, but I would wait to retake that same level, just because to get in a decent sized position. Maybe a small order on a. So we're already breaking out. So retest resumption here. At that point, take a small order. On a break, take a small order, and a retest resumption is another big order. So small, like a 1/10 position for me is what I'll do on these type of things. And this would be like this is like a quarter, and then I would do a full position here. That's how I would do it, personally. So 1/10, and then maybe something like a quarter, and then a full position trade. For me, that's how I'd. Hey Craig, all right, so good. Yeah, this is kind of why I started doing this, because I mean, just like in Telegram, we can only share so much, but we can't get each other's thoughts. We should have just like we should all get together on Zoom or something. I can hear you guys talk to me. All right, so good morning, Oliver. Okay, so that's my thoughts. XMR is looking like we have a potential trade. We got a bunch of trades coming up here. I mean, I'm going to be trying to figure out, you know, I'm moving a lot of my funds to Kraken, so I might be able to make better use of my funds because I can do some leverage trades. So I'm waiting for my white. So I've got all my, all the exchanges I have are all set up with whitelist. So I think I set up Kraken early last week. So my 7-day wait period, this next week, I'll be able to finally move some real funds to Kraken. Because I don't have any. I have like a tiny dust of funds in Kraken right now. But I'll be able to do leverage trades, which will be a whole lot better for this alt season. Instead of having to sink all my, straight trade Bitcoin, I'll be able to take a leverage position on some of these trades. That'd be nice. Binance coin is just getting eaten up. No point talking about it, Adam. This is Heath's one that he pointed out to us. Why are these what are these rays on here? He's kind of doing a wedge thing. OXT, this is a VPN. So it's you can using their currency, their coin, you can buy VPN services. You basically are buying bandwidth, or you can sell. I mean, so you can also be a provider of internet. Maybe I like that a little bit better personally. And bandwidth. I think I don't know how many of us were in this trade. Heath and I took a trade. Heath alerted us, I think right here. Yeah, something like that on the USD chart, and I sold, I think, up here. And then we had this little descending wedge, and then we both took this little breakout, so we both had it. But those are this trade. I think it was literally I had a couple hundred or something ridiculous. That didn't even count as a trade. This one I took a reasonable but still tiny position. But I've been watching this name. It pumps. This is the David Portnoy. If y'all remember David Portnoy when he got involved in crypto, this was pumping around that time. And he on his live stream said he was buying this, but I think he bought up here and he got dumped on. I do not like David Portnoy. I was happy to see that. All right. Sorry, I shouldn't talk bad about people. All right. Stellar. Stellar's this is that what they're trying to do is bring in traditional finance into the crypto space and allow you to exchange, currency of all types. Including traditional finance, and so they're highly regulated. So they actually spend a lot of time crossing their T's and dotting their I's for regulation. But they allow you to currency exchange is what they are. They're basically an exchange, an Uber exchange. Nothing, obviously it spiked and I missed this move. I don't know anybody who was involved in this move, but that'd have been fun to be in that. But that'd have been hard. Look at that. This is one of those altcoin breakouts. You'd had to have some work on this chart. Maybe there's a retest resumption there. That's really good. So we went from 0.461 Bitcoin. Yeah, so you could have tripled your Bitcoin right here. Thoughts on LTC? I'm only in Ultimates ETH. Looking to add some other alts. XLM was on my short list. Okay. XLM is a good project. I do not like Litecoin. I've never liked Litecoin. No, I take that back. Litecoin, this right here, I got lucky as all get out. So I was involved in the last altcoin cycle, right? I was an ETH miner before this big breakout. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. I was mining ETH, and yeah, I had a lot of Ether, and I sold my Ether here, here. I kept selling I would get a little bit of, and I would just sell it because I was like, oh, it's up. I'd sell it for a little bit of a profit. And then when this happened, I had basically no Ether, only what I just mined. And I really wasn't super back then. I did have stocks. I was doing my own investing. But I only had stocks because the company I worked for had a stock plan, stock option, and so I didn't know much about what I was doing. I was just long-term investing, just buying and holding, companies I liked, and I didn't know much about technicals and trading. So I just didn't know what the heck to do with all this. But the one coin I did buy was Litecoin. So I got sense of all, I kept seeing all these coins go up, and I'm like, man, I've been mining this stuff. It's what the heck? I should have not sold anything. Just held on to these coins I've been mining, including Bitcoin. I sold my Bitcoin. I got a block of Bitcoin way back in 2012. I finally had to run on my computer for a gajillion years. I finally got a block in 2012. I think it was like, was it 12.5 then? Something like that. And I just sold them all immediately. I think I had like one more block after that I got. And then I went into a pool and I had like a couple of Bitcoin. I ended up selling them pretty quick. All right, hindsight, whatever. Litecoin. You asked me about Litecoin. I got off on a tangent. I'm very sorry, Dave. I don't like Litecoin for the technical reasons, but my story is I got lucky. I was in a training class. Yeah, right here, December. It was December 2017. I work in technology. I was in a training class with a bunch of the guys that I work with and everything. And I'd been watching all the all the stuff hype and all the pumping going on. I told them I think Litecoin, because I don't know anything really about trading. I just kind of saw this go up above this other like prior. Like, oh man, it's a little bit. It got above the old high over here. Last time Ethereum did that, it did pretty good. So I'm gonna buy some. So I literally bought Litecoin right here. Is that a day? I'm trying to find it. I literally bought. I didn't buy that much though, honestly. Yeah, I bought we're in the training class at the beginning of the week. I bought Litecoin at dinner right here somewhere. 90. Yeah, it was below $100. I showed them. I showed the guys. I bought like, I don't know, 20 or something. I bought like 20 Litecoin, like right here. And by the end of the class, it was up at $300, and I literally sold at $300. My best trade ever in my life. But the reason I don't like Litecoin is the same reason I don't like Dash. The same reason I don't like some of these other currencies. I think lightweight currency, so Litecoin, the purpose of it is to be a lightweight Bitcoin, right? Faster transactions so my problem with it is I've known for a long time, like this whole wrapped Bitcoin, the ERC to like tokenization of Bitcoin. So the Lightning Network and making Bitcoin, usable for actual transactions. It's slowly coming along. I think it's got issues. I mean, I run a Lightning node. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think the whole wrapped Bitcoin thing is going to destroy like any of these alternate coins, because everybody's going to start using Bitcoin for the base denomination of anything in the virtual kind of crypto space. Now, I don't know when people will ever actually use Bitcoin. With the way Bitcoin moves, the volatility, I don't think anybody's going to use it much for transactions. So maybe there is a use case. Zcash is another one. There's a bunch of these projects that I just don't believe in, because I think my opinion is that when Bitcoin does become more or less mainstream, they're going to be weeded out, and they really won't be used, because it's very easy to wrap up. So to take your Bitcoin and get a wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum and have a much more portable version of it, use it in the DeFi space or whatever, or put it on the ERC20 equivalent on like an Algorand or some other network that has these very portable. You can wrap it up and then you can exchange Bitcoin. You're not on chain changing Bitcoin, but you're using this wrapped version of it in this other ecosystem, and it can be moved at a very fast transaction or whatever else, and then you can have a larger set of settlements after the fact, and that goes on chain to Bitcoin. So that's why I just don't like these projects. Now, I should probably be better about watching these for trades, because obviously Litecoin is kind of like maybe the canary. The other thesis I have about this altcoin cycle is I think early in the altcoin cycle, coins that did well, that are like dinosaur projects, I'll call them, that did well in the last cycle, are going to do well early in this cycle until people figure out that there's newer projects and people are going to funnel into the newer projects. So that's my opinion. Hey, YP. Yeah, we looked at BTC dominance earlier. Whoa, phone. My Google's listening to me. I said YP, not Google. Did look at BTC dominance earlier. I'll look at it for you again now. So we were talking about this. In my head, I've got this 66 level as a key level. And the reason I have it, just thinking through psychology, 66%, if 66% of the whole crypto market cap is Bitcoin, that's 2/3. It's easy for your human minds to get 2/3. We understand 2/3. I think the main thing to watch for is a drop. So we hit up above 66% and then fell that back down below it. I think this is the key level to watch, and 50% is still the key level. So I think I talked about this earlier in this stream, so let's real quickly recap. I think we're going to have another one of these moves in this altcoin cycle where we go from the 66 pop and we drop to 50% and maybe below 50%, right? And that'll be the meat of the altcoin cycle. On a bunch of these coins are going to get overheated, and then we're going to come back up maybe to 50%. Might be a good place to look at. So as we cross through 50%, we might in this area. This is your warning area. Start to take profit on altcoins when you drop below 50%, possibly something to look at. And then maybe re-enter trades on altcoins as we come back into 50%. I don't know. I haven't done enough work on the charts to say that that's a smart thing to do or not just yet. It's just an idea I just had tonight. Like, oh, these, dropping below here, start to take profit, and then waiting for it to come back into this area might be a really good way to play this. YP, is that does that answer your question? Okay, the RSI monthly broke up. Let's look at the RSI. I don't have the RSI on here. Let's throw the RSI up here real fast. So, did you like XML? How about REN? Okay, REN is a really cool project. I haven't done enough research on it to speak intelligently on it. I do know there's a lot of positive buzz about it, though. I'll just say that much for now. I have my notes. I have some notes that I took on it when I read up on it. There's so many projects out there. I can't remember. Because I try to dive into the technicals. I can't remember exactly what I thought of it from a technical perspective. All right. So the RSI on the daily is looking like it wants to bounce back a little bit. You'll notice these trends, though. Yeah, I mean, it's going to probably fall sooner. I'm just going to keep doing that. For LTC. Okay, so, LTC. Now, I'll tell you, I'm not a huge fan either of the RSI on the daily. Yeah, we peaked out. Yeah, so maybe we're coming back down. I don't know. What time frame? LTC. Do you literally mean like a monthly chart would look ridiculous on LTC? I don't think you meant a monthly chart on the monthly, like for the. Anyway, so we came up a little overheated. When alt season gets going, everything's going to be screaming crazy high RSI. You're not going to have. It's like. It's going to go from above the RSI to above the RSI even more. That's what's going to happen, like right here, right? So when I took that trade, technically speaking, that one super lucky trade I got, when it went from 90 to 300, I bought it, what, right here? Maybe RSI had just come back in under what was my threshold, 70 on this default one, right? So it would have been a stupid time to buy. A weekly, okay, weekly. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, I mean, it might be coming back down. I don't know. So this is the problem with looking at the RSI. Again, altcoin season. Like, this was a good time. This was a great time to buy. Right after it broke out. If you would have bought Litecoin anywhere along here, the problem is how do you know when to get out? Like, unless you're lucky like I was and just figured, hey, 300 is a good, $300? Yeah, I'll sell at $300. It sounds like a good round number. Yeah, I mean, that's my only problem. That's my only problem with looking at the RSI and the altcoin season. This is going to get so ridiculous. Like, I don't know that's going to help a whole lot. Oh, LTCD. I don't have an LTCD chart. I probably need to do all. There you go. 1 week. Ah, there you go. LTC dominance. So yeah, you just gotta pause. So use. Well, there you go. Draw a line through here. Every time it crosses, what about that level right there? Goes on a pretty good run. Yeah. Fair point. Fair point. Not to spam, but dot versus link from here through the bull run Which do you think has more upside? Thanks. Oh, perfect. Nick, I'm gonna go to Nick here. So, if you want to play Litecoin and you like Litecoin, I know a lot of projects I respect work with Litecoin and like Litecoin. Cardano Foundation, my favorite crypto project right now. They they're very complimentary, and they think the Litecoin project has merit. So if they think it has merit, it probably has merit. I'm probably the idiot, but that's just my feelings on it right now. And I've got other projects I'm more excited about, so that's why I haven't been watching it. I do need to go read up and see what they've been working on, because I frankly just don't know. All right, Dot versus Link, Nick. Let's get into that. It's a great one. Link has way more upside. Link has just right now today, as far as my opinion, Link has maybe the most upside of all. ADA needs ETH 2.0 to have at least some hiccups, at least something. Major problems would really help ADA. But if ADA goes, if Goguen goes super great for ADA, it has the most. And ETH 2.0 has any issues, this project right here has the most upside of any of the larger caps. For me, next is Link. To me, interconnecting the rest of the world to the crypto space is a way bigger market than connecting the crypto space to itself. So if you just think about it at that very basic premise, DOT is trying to interconnect within the crypto sphere, whereas Link is trying to interconnect crypto to the rest of the world. So that's, at that fundamental market level, it's just the market, what Link can bring. Why is my chart looking like this? What Link can do for the market is way bigger than what DOT can do at the biggest. Now, back to your question, I've been reading up more again on what all the substrate technology includes, and there's a bunch of elements of substrate that can be used for other things, including you can build your own blockchain on DOT, right? You can build, DOT, so I may have pegged DOT wrong, thinking it's more like Cosmos, whereas Cosmos, and the LTC card, yeah, I did see that. Cosmos is they're trying to be the internet of blockchain. DOT, I might have missed something. If I missed something, and because of how they're building out their substrate and their Web3 capabilities, the project I talked about earlier, API 3, I was going to delete that. Dang it. I'll have to edit 2 parts now. API 3, though, being a major, if DOT somehow can tap into that and enable that same, more efficient external data collection that API 3 is working on, and that Link does for people, then I might have something wrong on DOT, and that's what I'm researching right now to try to figure that out. If there's more to DOT than meets the eye, or that I understood anyway. If my assumption is true, that DOT is really focused on within the crypto ecosphere, interconnecting the separate chains and projects, whereas Link is focused on interconnecting the real world to crypto, then tell me which one you think has more merit, right? That's like saying what has more upside, a bank that is Texas. I live in Texas. It's a pretty big place. There's a bank here called Frost Bank that is focused entirely on Texas. I don't know, maybe they've branched out by now, but last I heard they were focused entirely on Texas, right? And so that, very profitable, very good company, super good company, very reputable here. But what has more upside, Frost Bank or the Federal Reserve? That's my thesis on Link, right? It's playing on a different level than DOT is. That's my opinion. Does that make sense, Nick? Do you agree with that, or did I miss something? If I missed something, I'd love to know. If I'm just off my rocker here. We've been going for a while too, so I'm gonna start to wrap this up. Get your questions in now, because we're gonna start. Oh, my last thing. We may have to save this for another day. All right, measuring BTC linked cycle lengths. Can you check Link D weekly RSI broke down? Yeah, I can look at it. Hold on. Again, I personally just the RSI and the the mania we're going to get in the altcoin cycle, it might be misleading. It might be misleading. So I'll just leave it at that. The RSI is going to tell you to get out way too early. That's another way of looking at it, right? Same thing with the Bitcoin lengthening cycle. I think it's going to hurt a lot of people because people are going to come in really late thinking it's going to keep going up for a lot longer and then get burned when it tanks on them. And secondly, it's going to cause people to get out actually early because they're going to think, well, the cycle really ain't going to get going until 2022, 2023. So if we're at $50,000 in 2021, I might as well get out now because, man, it's got to come way back down because it's not going to, it's going to take, and then it just keeps going up and hits 150K and then comes down, right? So, yeah, I talked about ZIL earlier, Oliver. So on the weekly it's coming back down on Link. So you've got support here. So look at this, right? I mean, I hate to, you can draw support and resistance on RSIs too. Got support here, broke down out of the, I forget if I can draw, I think I can draw a horizontal ray in here. I think I can, yep. Let's make that white. Yeah, so we did break down out of support on the RSI on the weekly on Link. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a good observation. I've been concerned about Link, honestly, with some of the other projects that are coming on. I think this is going to be a fake out like this, and it's gonna move back up. I really do. But something to keep an eye on for sure. So thanks for bringing that to our attention. But again, I think the RSI is going to mess people up. People are going to see it spike out, like right here, sell, just miss monster moves. Just going to miss so many big moves. And the Bitcoin lengthening cycle is going to do the same thing to people. It's really going to hurt. I mean, oh, boo-hoo, you bought Bitcoin at 10 or 20,000 and sold it at 50. Okay, that doesn't hurt that person that much, right? And who it hurts is the person that buys at $150,000, September of next year, thinking that the cycle's not going to end until 2023 and it's going to $1 million. That's the person it's going to hurt. So, on that subject, I wanted to do my own measuring of the Bitcoin cycles. Oh yeah, off link. No problem, Nick. I forget, you guys are behind me. There's a lag, so when I talk, it's a few seconds lag before you get it. So I need to be patient with the feedback. All right, this is my long-term Bitcoin liquid index. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure for myself. I wanted to measure this. I've seen a gajillion charts on this. This is my own chart. So what I've done here, you guys see I've measured. And I'm going to have a follow-up video on how to gauge for yourself the risk level of Bitcoin. Right, so there's people that sell services that tell you, when to buy and when to sell Bitcoin. And maybe those services are what people want, and it's fine. But it's pretty easy to determine for yourself by measuring. I keep the 20, 50, 120, and 200 on my chart. And sometimes, like in this case, I would turn off the 20. I don't even care about the 20. But measuring the distance of separation top down, how much of a sell-off? Because if you measure bottom up, Bitcoin has these huge moves that has these like really big. That's weekly. That's much better. Daily. I say that looks really weird. But measuring from a long, like a 200-day or something, the distance of the sell-off that you would have to get back to that level. When you get to these like 80% separations, you're in really overheated territory and you're about to come crashing back down. And momentum carries things, right? So that's what causes the bear cycle. I mean, there's stock to flow type fundamentals obviously too, but when you have such a heated move like this, you're 86% off the 120 day or 90% off the 120 day, and 95% off the 200. You don't need like fancy risk level calculations to tell you that you're in overheated territory if you just measure it like that, right? And then when you do get the sell-off and the return to the 120 day, you can see how it reacted with the 120 day, which is, I think, the most critical level in Bitcoin. You get this huge monster sell-off, you hit the 120 day, you kind of compress there, but the momentum you built is going to keep carrying it down, right? And then you create this bear market situation. So, That's one thought, but you know, we can determine kind of our risk level. And this is kind of also why I'm cagey about our current situation, because we're at 34% or 30 something percent, 35% separation from the 120 day right now. You need a 35% sell off to get back to there. Pretty much every time, especially early in the cycles, I've measured that type of separation. We come back to test the 120 day before the 120 day meets that price. So another way to look at this is this price that we're at right now, because we've separated over 30%. The only time we separate 30+% and not come back to test the 120 day at a price lower than that separation price. So I mean, it can be the 120 day can move all the way back up here before that. So we could go higher, 25K, and then come back to the 120. But every single time we've done that, over 30%, we've come back to the 120 day at a price lower than this level when you touch the 120 day, and that is the safest of all entries. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for, regardless of what happens. Even if I'll put on a trade. If we're going to break out here, if Bitcoin's going to break out here and break the all-time high, I'll put on a trade. I'll try to take advantage of that move, but then I'll be very quick about getting back to a safer place because of the separation that we're at. And I'll wait for us to return to the 120 day. At some point, the 120 day is going to keep inching up, right? And at some point, we might just sell off right below the all-time high and hit the 120, and that's my buy entry. But that's a lot safer place than to buy a long-term hold position than buying at 36% separated a day. Because I know every single time this has happened, we've come, whether we go up more from here even, we've come back down to meet that 120 day at a price lower than this price today. So I'll be able to, unless the rules have completely changed, I should be able to buy Bitcoin either at or slightly below the price we're at right now when we touch the 120 day, or if we sell off here and go right back to the 120 day, which it looks like the 120 day might match that price before too long. That would be the best of all entries. I would love that, right? Hit that, boom, I'm fully positioned in, I'm happy. We make this move, I get out right after we break the all-time high, and I'm patiently waiting. But if we come back and we hit the 120 day as it's meeting the all-time high, or somewhere right around here, we'll have gone sideways effectively, and at some point we're coming back to this level in my book. Check Pi cycle Bitcoin top indicator on the BLX. Just activate the trend lines on the parameters. Okay, just activate the trend lines on the parameters. I don't know what that means. Hey Edward, yep, thanks. Yeah, Jordan's awesome. I wouldn't have ever started a YouTube channel if Jordan didn't ask us to put out videos, and I'm like, well, okay, I guess I can put my thoughts out there, my worthless thoughts, and try to give back to the community somehow. I don't know that I'm doing much, but I'll try, sure. Okay. YP, I don't. You're smarter than me, so I need you to explain to me. Activate the trend lines on the parameters. I don't know what that means, honestly. I just don't know what that means. So that's the way I've done it. Now, I wanted to measure for myself the bottom to the top. So let's just do that real fast. I just want to get this knocked out of the. And if you can explain to me what that means, what you're trying to say, because I'm just not getting it. Let's do this. Measure. Where's the measure I'm looking for? It's getting late and I'm getting tired. Let me have the rest of my RUM. Hold on. Let me just help me out. Here we go. Date range. All right. So from the cycle high here to the cycle low was there. I've been wanting to do this. Cycle high to cycle low. Now I'm just gonna do high to low for now. From the peak of the bull bull market to the bottom of the bear market, and I already have my halving events in here, so I don't need to worry about that. So I'm just gonna measure these real fast. I wanted to add these to my chart. I want to do this. I'm gonna make this a different color. Let's just throw a color up here. Somebody vote on colors. Oh, fill color. it's an indicator. I reread. I took a sip of rum. I'm an idiot. I took a sip of rum and that got me. I figured it out. Pi cycle. It's just been here the whole time. And I just know, man. I am learning more than you guys are. Pi cycle top. That's awesome, dude. I know why Jordan does the YouTube channel now. He learns more from the community than he gives. You guys are awesome. I'm learning way more. I'm serious. I'm learning more because I'm having to research projects that I'd be like, I don't feel like researching, whatever Stellar or whatever that much. I'll just trade ADA. But now I'm like, nah. At least to get back to the community, I need to research these things, and it's helping me because I'm like, wow, I'm stupid. Dot has a lot more going on than I thought it did, so I need to make sure I understand that I'm, my thesis here. All right. So YP, thank you so much. Jordan said once it's a good indicator to pick the top pi cycle. 2 lines pop up on your screen. Okay. This is the pi cycle top. I see. Okay. I missed that. Yeah, it's just a pi cycle indicator. So I was thinking you were talking about some sort of trend line thing. This is trading view. Yes, Vern. Trading view. Pi cycle, Bitcoin top. Yeah, so we had that. Okay, cool. Let's go back to measuring here. So I had from that top to that low, 1,300 days. Yeah, 1,300 days. Okay. Now from this low to that top is the next thing we want to measure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep measuring them. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to keep them all like symmetrical down here. But there's your top. Okay. That was 1,056 days. Okay. A little bit more because I had this back. Okay. All right. Cool. So, oh, phooey. All right, then the next one, from that high to our cycle low there. Is that right? Am I doing this right? That's the local cycle low. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the bear cycle low. So from that low to that high. That high. Oh wait, I'm doing this wrong. Stupid. So I need to measure it to this low. I was like, what's that? These seem longer than I thought they were. This low is what I need to measure first. I missed one. Okay. Now that one's kind of irrelevant because that was the start of Bitcoin. I don't know that that's super relevant. But from this, okay, and then I got one more in there. All right, I think I got it now. I got what I wanted on my chart here. This is getting to be a very busy chart. I've got to clean this up. It's getting to be a bit much. All right, so what do we got? I just wanted to do this for myself. I keep seeing everybody else's numbers on this, and I'm like, no, I want to know for myself what the heck the numbers are. All right, that high to that low was I'm losing the days here. Where'd it go? Oh, 768 days. And then this cycle, wait a minute. I didn't pick the high. Stupid me. Stupid, that's what I gotta do. That was the other thing. I'm an idiot. I go from this low. I'm doing this all wrong. This low to this high. That's what I meant to do. Pi cycle. Top. No, that's not the high. This is the high of that cycle. Yeah, okay. Got it. And then this high. Alright, man, I'm like all confused as to what the heck I'm trying to do anymore. This high. To that low. Yeah, okay. So, this is the first, so should I even bother with this because this is the first halving event? I was trying to remember if, so this is really the cycle low, and that's the cycle high. That's when it started, but that didn't really matter. But this cycle high That's the cycle low. That's what I need. That's okay. So this low, and then that low to this high. That's what I was missing. All right, then this high is what I need next. Got it now. All right, so 740 days. All right, and then from that high to the bear market low on that cycle, 400. That looks like the low. Yeah. And then it never touched that point again after the fact. All right. That's just a local top. That was just a part of the run. So that doesn't matter. That wasn't the top. Okay, and then last one. This low, change the background color to this high. I think this is where the lengthening cycle people get their numbers from, is this particular cycle right here, 1,000 days. And then I saw there was that really good chart that somebody did. So yeah, these bear markets are shorter, and the bull markets from low to high. And there's like, I was reading that they're split. So the next thing I need to do is figure out both directions. But I wanted to just get the base numbers in here for tonight. That's what I was looking for, just to get that done to you guys. And then, I mean, it's going to be tough to. What I'm going to have to do is draw one up here and then move it back down. Alright, so now I've got this high to this low. So the bear markets are obviously a lot shorter. Now that I've measured it for myself, I'm like, okay, I got that fixed in my head better than I would have if I wouldn't have done this on my own. And then now we're trying to figure out, okay, yeah. So this is what they were saying, right? So this is the other part of it that I need to add some measurements here. So 508 days. Maybe I can do something like this. The bear markets, I have an idea. Let's make the bear markets red, and I'll share this with everybody, this chart, when I'm done. Let's make the bear markets this red color. Maybe make it a little bit deeper red, less transparent. There you go. All right, bear markets are red. From the bottom of the bear market back to the halving, we're going to make that, kind of a neutral color, like a blue, something. And then so back here, we'll do the same thing. So I'm going to actually add these back in here. All right, so that from the halving, this is going to be green. So this is the meat of the bull run. And those of us who believe that the halving events are the primary events that cause the bull run. Not everybody agrees with that, and that's fine. But that was 528 days. And then this neutral phase, we'll call it, the bear market. I mean, it is a form of a bull market. It's going up. But the pre-halving bear market low to bear market high, we'll call it. Neutral, we'll make a bluish color. I got comments here. Hiccuped? Hiccup? What does that mean? I don't know. Alright, so this was 534 days on my chart that I got here drawn out. Something like that. And then this was 526 days, so not too dissimilar. Okay. And then this was the bear market. The meat of the bear market, we'll make that red. And then we'll make this the meat of the bull market green. This is the neutral part. This is the neutral part, I'll call it. I mean, that was a big bull market. But big is the idea, I think. And then we'll draw this in as green. What time is it? Oh, it's 10:41. Alright, I forgot I have some things I gotta take care of before I go to bed. Alright, so I got this all mapped out. So, 370 days, 360, that is insane symmetry. And just measuring it for yourself, it's like doing this yourself, I'm not reading somebody else's chart. It's just crazy. I just did it myself. It's 370 days, 368 days. 412 days from the cycle high to the cycle low. And then from the cycle low back to the halving is 536 days. Then from the low point, or from the halving back to the high point is 528 days. Maybe did I get that off by a little bit? I got it pretty close. Close enough. I mean, it's almost exactly the same. All right. Anyway, I wanted to get this on my chart, and then this is that neutral phase, I call it. This is the meat of the bear market phase, kind of, sort of. Hold on, I'm going to leave that up there for now. All right, and then this is that neutral phase. And so the neutral phase on our last cycle was 508 days. We'll call it, so from the low. This is the peak low. I mean, it still is a bear market, but it went up. All right, and then we had our green. So, at my chart, now the question is, if the cycles are lengthening, so that puts us at, I've got September 30th on mine right now, 508 days, September 30th. September 20, yeah, that's crazy, I did it for myself. It's similar, you could have cloned it. Oh, I could have cloned their chart. I like drawing the charts for myself though, because then if I take this chart from a base chart and draw all this out myself, then I just have it more in my head, and I feel more convicted in it too. Okay, so yeah, that's insane. Like the symmetry here is insane. The question is, if we're in a lengthening cycle, the bear cycle should have been lengthening, and so I would think that the cycle low should have been way the heck out here. Like we should be still in a bear market. Yeah, and we should be bottoming out like next year. But this doesn't look like a bottoming pattern to me. So I don't know. But I wanted to measure all that for myself. All right, guys, we're going to do a wrap here. That was my end of my agenda for tonight. We went way over on time. Oh, end of my agenda. I got some work to do after the fact, but thank you all for joining. This will be publicly available after the fact. Take care. We'll end with some music. Have a good night.